The Grand Rapids Police Department was under the microscope today as two cases involving black teens went before the Michigan Supreme Court. It's a story we've been following for years, and today's arguments push it closer to a conclusion. 13 on Your Side reporter Keely Lovern joins us live with details of what happened today. Keely.
Yeah, Val, the two cases date back to 2011 and 2012, where in both instances, black teenagers were photographed and fingerprinted by Grand Rapids police, but neither were ever charged with a crime. The American Civil Liberties Union took on the case. They argued that the teens' constitutional rights were violated, specifically the Fourth Amendment. So today, the Michigan Supreme Court heard oral arguments on both sides of the case, and within a few months, they will issue their opinion on whether or not rights were violated. I spoke to ACLU of Michigan's legal director just minutes after he presented to the justices.
We brought this issue to court to try to make sure that certain basic constitutional protections for everyday people walking down the street will be protected. And that's the case that the Michigan Supreme Court was hearing today.
He also says around the time when these cases started, there was a lot more national attention being paid to stop and frisk and the racial disparities involved with that practice, which is a large reason that they decided to take on this case.
We were able to look at some of the racial statistics about this practice in Grand Rapids, and it did turn out that there were very serious racial disparities. The vast majority of people in Grand Rapids who had their fingerprints taken under this policy were African American.
Now, this is the second time that this case has been brought to the Michigan Supreme Court. Years ago, they ruled that the city of Grand Rapids was responsible for the photograph and fingerprint policy. It is still pretty unclear when a final decision on this case will be made, but of course, 13 on Your Side will continue to follow any updates from the Supreme Court and the ACLU.